Thank you very much, Quick Shots. You can give them another round, they deserved it. Guys, congratulations. What does it mean to you to grab this victory at home in Denmark today?
I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, this is too insane. Like, best experience ever. It's so cool.
Caps, how do you feel right now?
Yeah, I haven't even realized we have won yet. Like, I don't know if I expected this to be a 3-0. I'm really happy that we managed to win, especially in front of all the Danish fans and my family.
Well, it was such a fast series from you guys. What makes you look stronger today?
I think, I actually don't think we were that much stronger individually, but all the games were really slow, and later on we just played really well as a team, and yeah, somehow we just managed to close it out every time. So I think we were just a better team today. And then obviously, another small fact is that we have 2 Danes and they have 1, so what can they do, you know?
And your AD carry had an outstanding performance through the whole series. Talk me a bit more about Reckless. How is he as a player? What makes him stand about the rest?
So when you're Reckless in your team, you know that if he goes past 3 items, he's always a win condition in himself. So even in game 1, when we were really far behind, we knew that as soon as we hit enough items, he will be able to deal out the damage and he won't die, so.
Obviously, you guys all played well, but in my opinion, another player deserves a bit more credit, and it's Bwipo on the top lane, because he had to fill Soa's shoes at the last minute. What do you think about the progress he made as a player in such short weeks?
You know, I think this reaction from the crowd pretty much sums it all up. Like, Bwipo has been amazing. He came in pretty much out of nowhere, and suddenly he plays really solid in semi-final, in the final, and yeah, he has just been really amazing.
And also, he was obviously playing against the Dane on that team, so he had the hard matchup, but even then he managed to do huge Qs on Sion every game. I think he caught Yanin multiple times, so definitely shout out to him.
Awesome. Last question for you guys. You're gonna go to MSI, obviously. It's gonna be your second international experience. How do you feel about it? What are you looking forward to the most? Maybe you can translate that.
Like, to be honest, I still haven't realized that we even won, so I'm not even sure what I look forward to the most about MSI. I think just in general, playing all the international teams is really amazing. Going up against the Chinese teams and Koreans, who we had a tough time against at Worlds. And yeah, like, just the overall experience of playing in an international tournament is going to be really cool.
And Caps, one last question actually. How do you recall on the performance you had through the whole split? What progress did you make as a player and as a team?
So I think we have said a few times that Joe came in and obviously helped us a lot with like a lot of plays we can make as a team. And I think it also showed today that we were just better as a team. And even if they had the stronger early game, a lot of the games, we managed to come back. And as soon as we got a lead, the game was just over.
Is there anything you would like to say to the Danish fan watching you in Danish, obviously?
Jeg vil gerne sige tak for støtten alle sammen. Tak for, at I har hæppet på os. Vi har virkelig kunne mærke i dag, at vi har haft hjemmepublikum. Og ja, så bare tusind tak. Jeg tvivler på, at jeg nogensinde kommer til at opleve noget inden for e-sport, der slår det her. Så tusind tak.
Caps, you want to bounce back on that? They have too much energy. Is there anything you would like to add?
Og jeg vil også gerne sige tak. Tak fordi I alle sammen er her i dag. Jeg siger, at det her det er starten. MSI det er det, hvor vi viser, hvor gode vi er. Og så næste split, der viser vi, hvem vi virkelig er. Tak fordi I er derude.
Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me, and obviously congratulations on grabbing this spring split. Now, for more on this game, let's send it to our casters.
Thank you very much, Law. Now, Caps and Brox are going to join their team on stage with Shox while we're getting them set up for their winners interview. I just want to take a look back at some of the LCS big plays from our 2 series here from Copenhagen. They are, of course, brought to you by Acer Predator. First up, I want to start with Splyce's mid laner, Nisqy. He continued his good form yesterday against Vitality, even taking on the entire opponent team. From @TJ Sharp, he said, Nisqy, you absolute beast.
So that backfired for the second time, very true. That backfired.
All back forward, Nisqy looking for the all-in. Does manage to
got him!
One more twin bang, biting home.
We murder them. Guys, we just wait for me. I do
Diana has a move now.
I do red buff, then I come.
Diana has ulti by the way, fight. Oh, good job, mid.
Oh my.
As Nisqy continues to keep in trouble. Look at where the Ornn is, hanging off on the side.
He's
going again.
The heal, he wants one more. He's gonna get it!
Wow, Nisqy! What a machine! With Xerxes now. There is a 5-man group out. The Fnatic Brush, typically known as the Fnatic Brush. Here goes Vitality.
Oh, they're gonna block him out. Nisqy potentially now in trouble. Gonna try to land the ult flashes in the middle of the team. Now looking to fire back. The Tom Kent's there to save the day. Nisqy on the run, but he gets one.
Look at him go, Nisqy!
Looking for the follow-up. Can he make it out? The stun goes down. It will get traded back. Vitality spent everything on a single kill.
1 versus 5, and Nisqy gets 2 kills.
We got that.
Can you split me? Split me? Buffed it. I ult.
Nisqy had a pretty great series. He really did step up yesterday for Splyce rather, for Vitality. They were not expecting that.
He stepped on Vitality.
He did step
That's
on.
what he did.
Okay, I'll get the next bit then. Next, Nisqy's opponent in the mid lane, the rookie of the split, Jizuke, also had some highlight moments, especially on his Taliyah Italia. Let's take a look at his sick knockback from Game 3.
They have stayed too long. On the hunt has now been burned. They're going to try to look to turn this one back. Taliyah wall on the backside. Meanwhile, separating the fight as Xerxes goes down. No one has dropped in the meantime. Combo in the middle of everything. 2 members knocked up. Many times untouched. A beautiful fight comes in.
Gun them! Yeah. Touch short lane. Ulted me. Scanner. Go. No flash. I got them. Look. Nice!
That's shot calling in the team fight right there. When you know you've already won it, you just start screaming. And of course, when you have a Taliyah that can do something like that, it's pretty good.
Yeah, just celebrating already helps bring home the action. Anyways, we just have one more clip for you. In tonight's first 2 games, G2 and Fnatic went back and forth all the way to the end. In the final fights, the EU LCS Spring Split MVP, he put the team on his back, or they pushed him forward, either way, leading the team to victory. First, we're going to take a look at the fake pentakill. Then we'll look at the real pentakill. Rekkles is being tried, focused down from Perkz. Perkz flashes away defensive. Rekkles gets him, turns onto Innocence. That's a double. He's not done yet. Firing away onto Wunder, looking for more. Winter's bite tags Yarnan. Wunder survives for a few seconds longer. The bomb explodes. It's a triple.
He's going for the penta.
Spring Split MVP, trying to find more. Doesn't want to go toe-to-toe. Shot back and forward.
He's going to kill him. That's the penta.
Going forward. The quadra. The penta kill for Rekkles.
That should nothing.
The damage hasn't come out yet. It's a multi-man knockup. Fnatic have got themselves 3. They're looking for a quadra. Not going to find it just yet as Caps is hunting Wunder. Yarnan gets run down, stunned down.
He's going again!
For Rekkles. Are you kidding me?
I'm out. Wait. Give me. Caps, come on. Oh, I love you, Kappa. I love you guys.
I think
I don't want to die.
Gimme. Rekkles, that was amazing. If there's one thing that I'm going to take away from this weekend, is the Nordics are freaking amazing at League of Legends. That's enough from us here. Denmark, thank you so much. Please let me send it to Shox and Fnatic.
Thank you very much. Of course, I have to talk to the rest of Fnatic as well after that fantastic, fantastic match and that clean 3-0. And I think that I'm just going to go down the line and ask everyone what it means, because this was absolutely phenomenal. Reckless, first up, this day couldn't have gone any better for you. You start off with the MVP award. You say that you want the whole team to shine, which happens, but you also get a pentakill. How do you look back on today?
Thank you very much, guys. So I was really nervous before today. I didn't think I would be as nervous, but I remember when I stood here during my MVP interview, and I was just really, really nervous and kind of worried as well. But I felt like we had really good preparation this week, so I thought that we had good chances. At the same time, as long as we kept our mental game just fine. So I thought after the game one, when we were all coming together for the pentakill, that the series was probably going to be ours. So I was really happy about today's results. Yeah,
absolutely fantastic. When you talk about being nervous, Bwipo, you get thrown in here. You get to play on this stage with Fnatic. How is it for you, and what does it mean for you to win? Do you feel like you now proved that you're worthy?
I think when I came into the series, everybody was saying Wunder was going to beat me, and he was the best European top laner. So it feels really good to prove that that was wrong. I'm better.
You know what? Yeah, go ahead.
To add on to that, I do think the SOAS is the best, if not second best, depending on us. So I do think that Fnatic is the two best top laners in Europe.
We always say titles are very important. International tournaments, bragging rights are kind of important, but you say, screw that. Bragging rights are important. I got to say, fantastic job from you as well. Hylissang, I have to go to you first. You spent so many years in the Unicorns of Love, did some fantastic things, but you never were able to push through to that final moment. What does it mean to you personally to finally lift that trophy with this team?
Well, for me, that we won today means so much, because I kind of started doubting myself in UIL at one point, that am I like the problem, you know, and living UIL was a risk for me that I decided to take and join Fnatic. And making a win today for me means so much. And I know now that I'm actually good, you know, and it means so much for me.
Well, no doubt about that. You are actually good, and it was fantastic to see you lift that trophy. I do want to go to the coaching staff as well. I thought it was very, very cool that when you guys all lifted the trophy, after that, every single one of you lifted the trophy themselves, got all the cheers from the crowd. Is that kind of the symbolism to say, we are a team, we have done this together? Joey or Dylan, whoever wants to.
Like, we've put in so many hours this split. I think we all just spend 10, 12 hours a day at the office, like all 7 of us all together. So we have just been doing everything together for this entire split. So it really means a lot that we can be here together lifting the trophy.
Mm-hmm. And Joey, you did it. You did it. You made a bold move. You left the 4-time EULCS champions because you saw something in this team. So what does it mean to you to make that happen?
I mean, the moment I was talking to Fnatic, I knew I wanted to be the first person to win 5 titles and not give that honor to Perkz. So I'm really happy with the move, of course.
Fantastic. I want to go a bit more in depth about the series and what do you think makes the difference. First, we have to crown an MVP, a finals MVP, as decided by the wonderful people on Twitter, and that is Reckless. Congratulations.
Thank you.
74% of the votes. So I think you could do better than that. 74 is really not that many percent. No, I'm just kidding. Fantastic job once again.
Thank you so much.
It feels like you've gotten a lot of accolades already this day. And you didn't die, did you? Well, you know that, obviously, but...
Yeah, I knew. I mean, like, I know that I'm not a bad player, right? Like, I know I've always been kind of good, but obviously I've gotten a lot better as of late as well. But I don't think that's, like, the end of it either. Like, for example, in 2016, I thought I was just fine, but we were not that great as a team, and then it was almost impossible for me to do anything. So then people just judged me as a bad player. But I think, like, as soon as you get your team together, that's when you can truly shine. And I think, for example, like it was just very clear today because I didn't really have to do much. Like, they just set me up and Yeah, it was kind of easy.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of easy? Well, Broxah and Caps, you already got to talk to all of the crowd, but I do want to get your thoughts specifically, Ilya, on the matchup with Caps. That Perkz-Caps matchup was the most anticipated one of the entire finals. How do you think you did?
Pretty good.
Let me ask it differently. Do you think Perkz felt like he was at an international tournament?
I mean, it depends on the game, because game 1 we were playing Karma, and it's hard to get a lead with Karma, but yeah, definitely the game 2 felt really good.
I think that in this moment, without, there was a lot of back and forth talk and then a bit of trash talk here and there, but I think in this moment we also have to recognize that you guys were stronger than G2, but they still put up a hell of a fight, because a 3-0 doesn't, for me, paint the picture accurately, Caps. The games were a lot closer, and the early games were definitely not that straightforward for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely made a lot of mistakes. We took a lot of bad fights early game. I guess the level 1 cheese kind of made the game difficult, but game 1 and 2 we took a few bad fights. But I think the fact that even when we take these kind of fights, we can still bounce back, kind of proves what I think I even said before the final, which was, if we get a lead, we will end the game. But during the regular season, G2 hadn't shown that. Like, if they didn't get a lead, they wouldn't close out the game. And again, in this series, we see that they were just not able to close it out.
For Perkz, this was a very important day, and for the rest of G2, is there anything you want to say to him in the end as the worthy opponent that he was?
Better luck next split.
I mean, I set you up, it could go either way. You said what you wanted to say. Broxah, once again, congratulations also from me. How do you look back on the growth of yourself in the split so far? And what was it like winning here in Copenhagen, getting to run to your family and being like, I've got the trophy?
Well, throughout the whole split, I felt a lot of additional pressure compared to my last 2 splits, mainly because the final was here in Copenhagen, and I really don't want to play another 3rd place match here in Copenhagen. We've had enough of those, so I'm really happy we made it to the final, and well, I'm surely not disappointed. Like, this is more than I could have hoped for. It's so crazy.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, we have to be honest here, and if we look at the entire postseason, you guys have played out of your mind. You were very dominating. Is it safe to say that, do you feel like you've dominated the entire split and the postseason, or was there a definite shift somewhere throughout the shift where the split rather, where you guys really found your synergy? I don't know who'd like to jump in. No one. Okay.
Coaching staff, hello.
Coaching staff.
I'll take one for the team, I think in the start of split we struggled a lot, and we were drafting as if we were a really good team. And then we actually made a shift to say, okay, well, now we're just gonna make enemies have to be better than us, and we're just gonna fall back and play for the late game. And then somewhere in the middle of the split, we're like, okay, we're good at this, but we're not gonna win the split playing like this. So we're actually gonna work really hard on our early and mid game. And then later in the split, we actually showed that.
It looks like the well-oiled machine really came together today. We have to look at what comes next now for you guys. You lift the trophy. That means you also get to go to the mid-season invitational. Most of you have never been there, I think, outside of Joey and Dylan, possibly, right? So that is a huge event. It is coming up very, very soon. You guys have a couple of weeks to prep, but what are the goals there? What are you looking for going to MSI? Caps, maybe?
I definitely hope we can get revenge, because last time we went at Worlds, we got really beat up by both Korea and China. So we definitely want to get a revenge there. Obviously, beating NA again would be nice. And other than that, I just hope we have a strong performance.
Anyone else? For some of you, it's another chance to do well on the international stage. Broxah, Rekkles, you guys just at Worlds, as talked about, did well, had a good run in the end, but you weren't happy with yourselves, Broxah. So how far do you think you can go?
I think it's really hard to say generally how far we can go coming into international tournaments. It was the same at Worlds. Like, we all hoped we could go far, but in reality, you never really know. And I think comparing ourselves to regions like NA, Taiwan, maybe even China. I think we're in a really good spot, but obviously taking down the Koreans is not an easy task, but I definitely think it's fair to go for semifinals, finals for us.
Yeah, that would be a good goal. Does the coaching staff agree?
Joey, I think, made second at MSI last year, so I don't think we want to disappoint him.
Well, Joey, you came very close. I mean, now you just got to win, right?
I mean, I want to do two things. One is make the final again, and the second thing is kick NA out of groups again.
Okay. No punches spared there. Bwipo, you now said, well, I'm better than Wonder. I've showed that today. Now you're going into a competition, possibly. Obviously, we don't know exactly what the situation is going to be. But when or if you get to play at MSI, how do you go into something like that with top laners where, again, everyone will say, he's a wild card, he's a liability?
Right. For me, what's really important is that I get to prove that I can do what I can do. That I can win and the team can trust me. That I can play the tank, I can play the carry, no matter what I'm playing, I can compete with the best. And getting the opportunity to play against all these international top laners that are at the highest level will be able to give me that satisfaction. And in case that goes wrong, I know I can work harder because I'm 100% confident that I can at least compete with them, if not beat them.
There we go, a lot of confidence. Reckless and Hylissang, same question. You guys have now played together for a split. There were some synergy issues in the beginning. You guys talked openly about that. Now it seems pretty much fixed. Hilly, how do you think you guys can go up against international bottom lanes?
Well, it's hard for me to say because I've never played against a really good bot lane. And yeah, like I don't think, like honestly, I don't think Europe has a really good bot lane. And even me and Martin are still struggling in some lanes that we shouldn't. So I think if me and Martin keep working like we are doing right now, we can perform really well against really good bot lanes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to them.
Martin, what's your aspiration when you come from the European stage and you get 2 pentakills in the final and you make everything look easy? How do you go from that to a very difficult playing field at MSI?
Well, the plan is to go to Korea in bootcamp, and then I guess if that's not enough, then I'm not really sure what I can do to make it to be enough. But I think we're gonna try hard, like really hard for MSI because it's my first one, and I've been around forever. So I don't think I'll get many more chances in my career. So I would really like to make a mark because I feel like I've already kind of done that in every other tournament there is. But MSI is something I've never attended unless you count All-Stars 2014. So I would really like to go there and just like dominate some other regions that talk too much.
I love, by the way, how everyone in the crowd here is hanging on your every word. Anyone who says anything, the crowd is very happy to hear you guys talk about your victory. Before we continue, maybe this is the time to have someone just thank the Fnatic fans across the world. They were plenty here, and they're always plenty around the world. I don't know who wants to speak to them.
I'd like to thank the Fnatic fans for receiving me very well.
Anyone else?
I would like to thank all the fans and the awesome Danish crowd that cheered for us, and they support us through the whole time, and it's awesome, guys. Thank you.
Well, now finally, I want to look ahead just a little bit and maybe also spare some words for the other teams that didn't make it to lifting the trophy. There can be only one. First up, if you guys look as a team, do you guys feel like you've now turned a page and this is the start of a Fnatic era? Is this now the turnaround? This victory, possibly MSI, summer split. How confident are you looking towards the future, Broxah?
I think we've made some really good changes coming into this split, and I think a lot of the things that we were doing poorly last split has been improved a lot for this one. So I'm pretty confident coming into the next split, and I think after playing at MSI, we're only going to be better. So I'm sure that we can look to get another trophy next split.
From the coaching staff, if there's one thing you want to work on in summer, what would it be?
I don't think well, at least for MSI, I don't think such a late game focused strategy probably is going to be optimal, especially against top Korean teams who are really good at closing the game. So that's probably something we should be working on.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think there is that much left to say. You guys lifted the trophy. You guys did it. I'd like to just extend the word to you guys for now. Maybe Caps first. Final words. Can you sum up this whole experience for you here in Denmark? I think they're doing Baby Faker, if I heard that correctly.
Honestly, I just really didn't want to lose. I know there's a lot of my family here and a lot of my friends here, and also all of Denmark. So
all of Denmark.
we're not that big of a country, so so I really didn't want to lose, and I hadn't even thought about winning. I just really wanted to avoid losing, and since we did that, I'm just really happy.
Well, guys, Denmark Royal Arena, please, one more time, as loud as you can for your 2018 EULCS Spring Champions Fnatic. Let's go again.